We're all doing life, but who knew it could be this funny? Welcome to the official launch of our podcast. It's Doing Life with Maria and Chad.
And from what I understand, Chad, you're going to tell me how I can actually hug during this quarantine time. Do I have to hug from 6 feet away?
We'll answer the question whether or not you should miss hugging. You're the hugger. I'm not. Details coming up on the podcast. So let's start here today, Maria, on a big day where we're officially announcing our podcast. I want to tell you...
It's about time!
I know. This is an exciting time. Thank you if you're new to the podcast, we are officially going public with it today. We appreciate all the people that have been listening and checking it out as we got all the kinks worked out. One of the things that we've talked about, and it's been in the news, maybe you've heard about the people receiving the mysterious seeds from China in the mail.
Yes.
They're supposed to be like invasive plants, and everybody's concerned because it's 2020 and everybody's trying to kill us. I got a delivery in the mail.
You did? Did you get seeds?
I did not get seeds, and it made me curious. Let me show you what I got. If you're watching, we have a YouTube channel, Doing Life with Maria and Chad. I hold this up here. So I got a box, and inside the box... It didn't come from China. It didn't come from Amazon. I received... Hold it up here. It's the Homedics Duo Climate Hot and Cold Sonic Facial Wand. It has 4 modes. And I did not order this. It's sent to me. And there's like a packing slip inside. It's got my address. It's got my name. Mm-hmm. It was sold to somebody named Matt Van Bieber in Garland, Texas. And then it says shipped to my name and my address.
That is interesting. I wonder, okay, was your account hacked or something?
I don't know. I mean, it's free. I didn't pay for it. I never considered owning a facial wand. I don't even know what you do with a facial wand. It's a hot or cold modes with vibration massage for your face. Shows if you're looking at the YouTube channel, you can see there's a woman rubbing it all over her face. It's a facial wand. It goes hot or it goes cold. You can rub it. Oh, it's I don't know what it does, but I got one.
This is so interesting because listen, when my Amazon account got hacked. And what they did was they got into my email. And then they used my email to change my password on Amazon, and they randomly ordered stuff. Whoever hacked in ordered, coincidentally enough, seeds, and they sent them to me, but I had paid for them through my Amazon account. But it was almost like they sent me something small just to kind of confirm that whatever it was worked. Yeah. And then they started ordering stuff. So this makes me nervous that somehow your account was hacked or something, because who randomly sends you stuff?
Yeah, I should probably look up how much this thing cost. If I was on Price is Right, I'd say maybe $40-$50. So it's nothing cheap. It's
Price is Right.
People have been getting these free Amazon deliveries, the seeds from China. There's a news article out this morning about what this could be, and especially with the Amazon deliveries. It's called brushing scams. Have you heard that term before?
No. Explain.
So it's this. They send things out. So usually it's the person that manufactures or owns the product. They send it to you, and then they create fake reviews so that they show up higher on the search. So basically, they're giving stuff away, but at the same time, they're making their product more accessible and making more money in the long run, if that makes sense, because it shows up as a purchase because it came to my house, it came to your house, Maria, and then they go in and they write these positive reviews about how great whatever it is because it was quote unquote purchased, but I didn't pay for it.
Well, I don't know, maybe the wife and the kid can use it. I'm kind of excited for you. I have stuff all over my face. I would like
Wait, do you need a facial wand? Can I help you get that off your face?
Actually, kind of, maybe I do. Actually, sorry. Stream of consciousness thinking. I'm like, ugh. But I mean, that's kind of a good free thing to get.
I'll make some videos for our social media of me using
I would love that.
my facial wand for free. But yeah, if anybody knows anything about these brushing scams, you can find us on Facebook, search for Maria and Chad, Instagram at Maria and Chad, and tell us what you've gotten for free, or if if you're one of these people doing these quote unquote brushing scams. Dun dun dun.
So, Chad, did you hear about what's his name? Angel Martinez, the 14-year-old kid who stole his parents' car. Did you hear this story?
I did. That's right here in your neighborhood in North Phoenix. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these are the best. Can I just say these are the best parents ever. I'm a big fan of, if you're going to make a threat to your children, if you do this, you're not going to watch TV for a week or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You need to follow through. There needs to be some kind of consequences. Mm-hmm. So here's the story for those of you who haven't heard it. 14-year-old kid from Phoenix took his parents' Range Rover for a drive while they were out of town. Now, the parents were out of town celebrating their anniversary in Las Vegas. So they're partying, they're having a bunch of fun. And so apparently it's the 14-year-old, because he took the Range Rover for a drive. How the parents found out, they get a call from the police. And no, the kid wasn't pulled over. There was no accident, but the police called the parents and said, whoever was driving the vehicle, please slow down. That was a residential area. That is how the parents found out.
Anonymous call from the police. That seems a little fishy for the coincidence of the 14-year-old taking the car. I'm a little suspicious. Do you think Angel is feeling regret?
I but I don't have like a license. Wanted to drive, but
Here we go. Start this again.
I just wanted to drive, but I don't have like a license to. So I just took it. I washed the car, like hand wash, and I was like, I don't have anything to dry it, so like I'm just gonna like take it for like one spin, so like it dries.
Let me say, because I have a 14-year-old in my house, is this the Barry White of 14-year-olds? He has a very deep voice for a 14-year-old. Like my parents, I think I was able to like hold onto the wheel or sit on my parents' lap when I was super little and pretend I was driving, but I don't remember ever. I mean, I know I didn't take my parents' car for a joyride. Did you?
Oh God, no. No, of course not. But I will say, one of Lucy's friends, Lauren, was allowed to drive her parents' car, and Dad was in the car with her because he wanted to make sure she was a good driver. And I got to tell you, she's the best driver out of all the kids.
She drove us in Mexico.
We would see.
Remember on your birthday?
Well, we would see her. Yeah, we would see her driving down the road at like 14, and her dad was in the car next to her, and she was going slow, obviously, and learning all the rules. But yeah, she's still the best driver out of all of us. And yeah, she drove your car in Mexico because we were too drunk to drive, and she had to drive us home.
It was your birthday. Now, do you want to talk about the punishment? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is the best punishment. So Mom and Dad find out that said 14-year-old takes the car for a joyride for whatever reason. So what they did, they gave away all of his stuff. They took his bed, his TV, his clothes, his video games, everything from his bedroom, put it out in the driveway, and he had a sign that said, "Sorry, I stole my parents' car and was speeding," and people were invited to come by and take for free whatever they wanted. Everything was gone.
Reminds me of the kid that was playing Xbox all the time and was, warned by his parents that, if he didn't stop playing Xbox, his dad was going to shoot it. So the dad took the Xbox and strapped it to a tree and shot holes in it and made national news. Let's hear from Angel again and see if he thinks that the punishment was fair, all the stuff that his parents did.
It's kind of weird, but I think it's a fair punishment.
Hopefully, you do what's right. I mean, you really be able to tell later in the years, of course, but for now, we're just trying our best to keep him out of trouble, make sure he understands that, things like this will not be tolerated.
I'm skeptical. Do you think that the stuff is really gone, or was this just to make the news?
It said in the story that people took the TV and took the bed. I don't know about his clothes and all that kind of stuff. And the parents said he was sleeping on the floor or on the couch.
Yeah.
I mean, my first thought of this being underemployed and not making the money I used to make was great. You gave away his TV and his clothes and his bed. Now you're gonna have to replace all that eventually.
Right.
That was my first thought.
What are you snacking on today? I heard some rustling there through the microphone because if you're not watching on YouTube, you don't know. Maria's at her house. I'm at my house, so I can hear. What do you have there?
Well, today I am eating, and I'm showing up on our video here, Harvest Snaps, green pea snack crisps, which are so addicting. It's crazy.
Is this a new feature for our podcast?
Yeah, it's called Maria's Snack Attack, but it's really not about the Harvest crisps today. It's a tweet that I saw that Kraft Macaroni and Cheese is now marketing. It's not used to be Kraft Macaroni and Cheese dinner.
Yeah.
They're now marketing it as a breakfast food. And you can enter to win by tweeting blah 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 sweepstakes. You can win whatever it is. I don't really care what you're winning. The whole point is Kraft Macaroni and Cheese for breakfast. That is a college staple. I mean, Chad, you were in college. Tell me you did not eat cold pizza, macaroni and cheese. I mean, it used to be 50 cents a box. I mean, poor college kids. That's what we ate.
Yeah,
I think
and ramen.
Kraft is trying a little too hard on this.
Definitely. I can see where it could be a breakfast food. Maybe not. Well, I guess if you mixed it in with like an omelet, like the noodles and the cheese, and you kind of combined it with something. As it is, yeah. In college, you eat whatever you can, but that's not the only thing that mac and cheese is doing, right? They have something else out.
Well, let me go back to there's actually the boxes. Instead of saying macaroni and cheese dinner, they say macaroni and cheese breakfast. And then the boxes come with a magnet that lists different breakfast recipes. And it's funny that you say eggs because topping your macaroni and cheese with bacon and eggs or crumbled sausage, they're trying to incorporate the whole breakfast thing. Mm-hmm. But they also, this is what you were talking about, they're also making a Flaming Hot Cheetos mac and cheese, which I love Flaming Hot Cheetos. So I'm like, oh, maybe this is a good one.
Well, it's economical. I mean, kids, depending upon how the university is doing things, if kids are actually going back to school, this will be good timing for them to stock up on this stuff and have it in their dorm room. One thing I definitely wanted to talk about today with you, Maria, because you're the self-proclaimed hugger of the show.
Oh, I love hugging. I think people need contact, and sometimes you hug somebody and you don't really realize how it's going to affect them, and it's in a good way. So yeah, I'm a hugger.
The ultimate question is, with everything going on, do you miss hugging?
I do. And sometimes if I run into people I know at work, I will say, all right, I need to hug you. And they're like, okay.
And is there a certain way that you do it? There's a reason why I'm asking. Do you do it with your masks on? Do you come in differently in these times?
Yes, I'm wearing my mask, of course.
Yeah.
But just the regular full frontal hug. I know when your wife was over, when we celebrated her birthday, I went in to hug her, and I think I made her uncomfortable, and she kind of turned around and did the side hug.
Yeah.
And then that was my body language cue of, don't touch Stephanie.
Yeah, it's a weird time, with everything going on. I saw this thing, CBS News actually had a segment called Getting Back to Hugging. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to get back to hugging. But they went into, the New York Times published a handy guide to safer hugging.
Oh my God, this is great.
Where, I'm not going to get into all of the details. We all know what a hug is. But to basically come in as fast as possible, try not to take in the other person's essence, any of their...
Oh, God.
So you're basically getting over their shoulder as fast as possible and release as fast as possible. You can hold on for a while. It's just about that, moving in and moving out motion. But this just floored me because, again, this was getting back to hugging, as if somebody needed this story other than you, Maria. They suggested if you're missing out on hugging, go onto YouTube and watch videos of people hugging.
Oh my! What a waste of time. That's ridiculous.
You get the same, watch little kids hugging or grandma, whatever it is, and you'll get the same emotional reward from watching people hugging. But
it's not the same. That's a bunch of hogwash.
I think I'd be okay if hugging never came back. I get a little uncomfortable with that. People complain about this 6 foot distance. I'm still fine with that one too. Like maybe I'm crazy, but I don't need people all up in my business.
You know what's funny is you and I, like, for people who don't really know us, you are my husband. Like the two of you have the same personality. He's not a hugger. He is totally fine, being at home. We were just talking this morning. I go, what do you miss? What would the first thing you want to do when all this is over? He's like, I want to go to the beach.
Yeah.
I want to see the beach and smell the ocean and, that kind of stuff. But it wasn't, hey, have a party with my friends and go out to dinner and hug my mom. It was like, I want to go to the beach.
Well, I mean, when this thing started back in March, I was pretty much quarantined already. Like, I didn't do much. I'd run to the grocery store every now and then, and I was stocked up on toilet paper. I mean, none of this is really affecting me. I'm not missing hugging. I'm good. Maybe a Zoom meeting here and there. You and I talk to each other and do the podcast. I mean, all is well.
Okay, so I have a little game for you, Chad Mitchell.
Okay.
I am going to describe an occupation. Mm-hmm. I'm going to describe this occupation as a crime.
Okay.
And you need to decipher what the occupation is.
All right. I think I understand.
I'm going to start with a super duper easy one.
Uh-huh.
I am a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm. That's a pharmacist,
What's
right?
my occupation?
Pharmacist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Could be a pharmacist. I would have taken a nutritional supplement store employee, that kind of thing.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I hand someone instruments to cut into an unconscious person.
It's not a surgeon, so it would be like a surgical assistant?
Yeah, I would have taken nurse, surgical assistant. Very good.
Okay. Or somebody that breaks the law and has to cut up bodies, but that's a different different type of job.
I help people circumvent copywriting by getting them loads of free books, DVDs, CDs, games, and any other media that comes out in the last 100 years.
Can you give me that one more time? I think I know, but I want to hear it one more time.
I help people circumvent copywriting laws by getting them loads of free books, DVDs, CDs, games, and any other media that's come out in the last 100 years.
Wow. So my mind instantly goes to the old school, like Napster, where things were, you're getting it for free that's copyrighted. Is it just the internet?
No.
What is it?
Librarian.
Oh, a librarian. Okay. Those things still exist, I guess.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to say my favorite one for last. Okay, I have two more.
Yep.
I drive fast, disregard the rules of the road to break into people's homes and cause immense water damage. Afterwards, I tear down their ceilings and drywall and leave without cleaning up anything.
Oh my gosh. So there's plumber, but why would they leave without...
I'll read this one again. This is a good one.
Okay, one more time.
I drive fast.
Yep.
I disregard the rules of my road to break into people's homes and cause immense water damage. Afterwards, I tear down their ceilings and drywall and leave without cleaning anything up.
Occupation would be somebody that drives cars, breaks into homes, and then takes massive number 2s in the toilet to plug the plumbing system. Is that a job? I'm not sure.
No, you're going to be going, you ready?
Yeah, what you got?
Firefighter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't clean up. They don't do that. They just stop the fire.
They cause water damage because they put the water all over.
Drive fast. I should do a quick
so
shout out
here's
to Corey, who's a firefighter. I know he listens to the podcast.
Hey, Corey.
Thanks for doing that thing that you do.
Okay, here's the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I force children to stay in a small room to do paperwork without paying them.
That would be a teacher, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to shout out to Christy and Amy. Those are my teacher friends. But I think that's funny. I force children to stay in a small room and do paperwork.
And before we move on to the final item on the podcast today, if you are listening and you like the podcast, or if you don't like it and you still want to share it with people, please share it on your social media, send it to friends. We're just getting this thing going. So as many people that could watch it and on YouTube and then listen to it on all the different podcast platforms, please send it to your friends. And we'll shout you out too on the upcoming podcast. But let's end today with some good news out of Arizona as well. You talked about the kid stealing the car earlier. In Tucson, the big thing everywhere right now is going back to school. There's online learning has started in some schools. Our daughter starts in a couple of weeks going back in person, we think, unless something changes. These former high school students, University High School is the high school in Tucson, they've teamed up to start free tutoring during COVID-19. The names are Angel Sun, Madeline Zhang, and May Zhang. There must be sisters. They are part of what's called Cove Tutors, and they're offering up free tutoring on all different subjects. One-on-one virtual tutoring sessions are provided to each student 3 times a week, and then 2 hours per session. But it's just kind of a good news story. I know that's one of the biggest things right now is trying to get help for these kids, especially the ones that are learning virtually, and the parents still need to work. So these just graduated high school students are stepping up and helping out, which I think is a pretty cool thing.
Oh, that is a great story. Good job, kids.
And if you're looking to help, maybe you could do that wherever you live. Thanks again for listening to the podcast, watching the podcast. Again, we're called Doing Life with Maria and Chad. It's all the things that happen to us, all the things that happen around our world. We talk about them here on the podcast. We are constantly on social media. On Facebook, you can find us at Maria and Chad. On Instagram, it's Maria and Chad. And I wanted to break down all the different places that people can watch and listen to the podcast because there's a lot of new people checking out the podcast today. iHeartRadio, we are on the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Google Podcasts, that's where I listen to most of my podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Pandora, Podbean, and of course on YouTube. You can search for Doing Life with Maria and Chad. Make sure you subscribe when you listen. Make sure you give good reviews if your app lets you do that. Turn on notifications so that we can keep doing this. And that way, you'll see when you turn on notifications, you find out when there's a new episode. Should we thank Sandy and Dan, Maria?
Thank you to Sandy for helping with our social media, Dan, who's doing all our video editing. And can I just say one more thing? If there's something that you want us to talk about, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So let us know.
Yeah. Message us again, Maria and Chad on Instagram, and on Facebook, Maria and Chad. Till next time.
Mwah.
Thanks again for listening to Doing Life with Maria and Chad. Follow us on Instagram at Maria and Chad. You can now listen to every episode on the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Pandora, and of course, you can watch on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode.